Hey there, entrepreneur. Thanks for tuning into this special bonus edition of the Business Building Rockstars Show. I am super excited to have Jody Jelas with me. She is an amazing, amazing woman and has so much great stuff to offer. You may have heard me talk about her on a number of other episodes so far, and it's a great pleasure to have her here today. Jody is often referred to as the most transparent and authentic personal brand marketer in business. And she's the author of Lady Balls, which hit bestseller on the first day it hit Amazon. She helps coaches, teachers, and entrepreneurs create an authentic online brand through video by being their 100% non-filtered selves. She then helps them to extract their best knowledge and turn it into an online leveraged program with her proven Boom Formula system. Over the past 16 years, she's helped top business folk and online marketers grow their brand globally and develop online leveraged offers that bring in millions of dollars a year for her clients. And it's such an honor to have Jody with us today, all the way from, I'm not sure if you're in New Zealand today or Australia, but you're across the world. And she's got this really cool thing coming up as well in the United States pretty soon. So I'll ask her about that as well as get her backstory. So Jody, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. And I'm in New Zealand today.
Gotcha. Well, you get to, I think you really epitomize that laptop lifestyle, as we sometimes hear, or digital nomad, where you just really can work from anywhere and you can have your family and you can have your world, your business. It fuels your lifestyle rather than you having to be somewhere for your business. Can you talk about that? Like what it is day to day, what your life looks like?
Yeah, I guess because one of the things people do is they leave their day job and say, hey, I'm going to go be an entrepreneur, and they want to start some kind of business under the illusion that that's a walk in the park compared to a job. But what people often find is that they start their business with the goal to start a business, and then they lose track of lifestyle as well. So they start to create a business which controls their life instead of designing their lifestyle and then working their way backwards. Mm-hmm. And so business can be freedom when it's done right, but I did it wrong for many, many years before I really cottoned on to the importance of leverage and automation and focusing on lifestyle first. So I do get to live between two countries because my partner's in Australia and my kids are here in NZ, but their dad's here in NZ. So I just go, we got week on, week off. So I spend my week here with the kids and then I go spend my week over there with my man. And he's traveling when I come up to the States to do my Leverage Live event next month. He's coming up with me. So yeah, it really is the ultimate lifestyle. The kids were coming too and we're going to go to Disneyland, but we decided we'll do that next time. So it's normal for the kids to travel, and I really like that because it opens them up to, in their future, that it's normal for them to not have boundaries and do whatever they want.
That's so awesome. And I love also how you really involve your kids in your work. You posted recently on, I'm not sure if you did it on YouTube, also I think Facebook, you posted something about your little girl was like explaining business, and your son is often involved in things. You've got them doing videos, or I don't know, maybe they've got themselves doing videos.
That's the funny thing. It's like I haven't created an army where I'm putting my kids in videos or anything, but I mean that's what they see all the time. And although it's all about lifestyle and what have you, my hobby is my business, really. So I do spend a lot of time on my business, and when the kids are playing, and I don't watch TV, so it's kind of what I do. And I think that night I was being interviewed, and my daughter was writing all over my whiteboard, my mini whiteboards in my office while I was doing that. And they come in and play, and they just know that they need to be quiet at certain times because, most of the time when I've got them, it's all about focusing on them most of the time. But if I am working, we've got a good system. So she was scribbling on the whiteboard about, she had a picture of the city and people that have to leave early in the morning and travel to the city to their day jobs and not get home till really late and hardly see their kids. versus, creating a lifestyle business where you get to work your own hours.
Cool.
Thumbs up on one and, a thumbs down on one and love on the other.
Yeah, awesome. And I love how you guys have so much fun and that you're able to weave into your business. So you share so much of your story, so much of your life with the public. You've really created a celebrity brand. And when you decided to do this, or did you decide to do it? When you started doing this, was it like, this is my goal, this is where I want to be? Or did you just start doing videos, not realizing where it would bring you?
To be honest, the video thing, I didn't realize the power of that until I did it. And it was a fuel injection for the business. What happened with the video is I had a web design company for 14 years. And I started it when I was 21. And I enjoyed strategy. And I could do all the rest and I was good at it. But just because you're good at it doesn't mean you should do it. And I hated my business. I couldn't stand it. It beat working for somebody else because that's never been my jam. But I just struggled. I was working really crazy long hours. And then when I got pregnant with my daughter, so she's 8 now, and I was sitting at my desk trying to build, she was only a couple of weeks old. I've got a photo of it up somewhere. I'm rocking her to sleep with my foot, trying to build websites with one hand and use the express pump sitting on my printer to get enough milk to feed her when she woke up. But I was just so stressed that I wasn't making enough milk. And so, that was a massive turning point for me. And that's when I started going, wow, I don't enjoy this business. I just want to do strategy all day long and focus on coaching strategy. And so one of the things I started doing, that's when I became the automate, delegate, delete queen. So it was all about using your time as wisely as possible. But that was a big turning point. Just with the kids as well. And I started doing videos around then, just because someone said you should do it. And I was horrible on video at the start, but the stats proved that my video blogs right off the bat got double the views or double the clicks that my text ones did. So I thought, oh, we're onto something here. And then I just kicked off the video and started doing more. And the more I did, it really catapulted the business. And very quickly I was getting asked to speak in different places. And the business just really took off and it was amazing. And I still to this day owe a lot of that to video. And to this day, statistically proven, my videos are still one of my most powerful things, which is why I created my online TV show program as well. Just the power of it.
Yeah, absolutely. And we definitely talked quite a bit about that. You gave us some great strategies during the Business Building Rockstar Summit 2015. So if anybody missed that, you can head on over to Business Building Rockstar Summit and still catch up with all those value bombs Jody dropped. So you've got this video, or you've got this online show, this YouTube channel. And what I love is how you haven't gone back and taken any of those old ones down. They're still there and they're still super valuable and people are still watching. And you can actually see you evolve, right? How you're doing things differently and how your business has grown and how you brought so much of your personality into your it's like practice makes perfect, but practice makes you let go more and realize that when you're standing in front of the camera, any fears that you have of the camera, it's not really about you. It's about who the person is on the other side of the camera listening to what you have to offer. So the more you can entertain them at the same time as educate, the more people are going to watch and listen and they're going to actually take on board what you're saying. And so once you let go of your own crap, basically, then you're freeing yourself up to help more people. Very cool. So I've got a question for you. Back when you were, Joey's age or really, really young, can you remember what you wanted to be when you grew up?
Oh my goodness, I was all over the show. So I still have a lump on my finger where apparently there was never a piece of blank paper in the house because I would write ghost stories and mythical legend stories. I remember I wrote an epic one once about how the world got color. And I look back on it now, I wish I still had it, but I remember reading it going, when I was a little bit older, going, wow, this is really good. So I used to just write. So I was always creative. And I did always kind of like being on the stage. I couldn't sing or anything like that. So I guess getting on video was my outlet in the end. But yeah, I remember being all over the show. I remember opening up my wardrobe and setting up a desk in it. So I had like a hideaway office, and I'd just write and create. So I went through lots of phases, but at school, business and computer studies, they were the only subjects that I really excelled at, that and sport, and getting into trouble, basically. So yeah, I was always creating something, but it was just kind of finding my way. And I think, as you know, with video, I think doing that, it became my outlet, because, I asked people what the one thing is they could do all day long that would never feel like work. And for me, it's creating video. And funny you should say that, because last night I was reading a new book I've got about living your passion and what you do. And I asked myself the question that I ask my clients all the time: what could you do all day long? And I thought, it's definitely create video, but sometimes in business we tend to get so serious. We set our goals and we get really serious. And my best videos are the ones that I'm having the most fun in. And it made me remember that, to me, a dream job would be writing comedy satire pieces. So every now and again, I'll create a video that's purely for fun. Like you might have seen one I did about a message to the universe. Mm-hmm. It was like ordering on a takeaway menu. And I've got one I've kind of been planning for a while about overachiever's disease, because let's face it, most entrepreneurs are actually overachievers, and we beat ourselves up for things we haven't done and forget to pat ourselves on the back for the stuff that we have. So yeah, that's going to be funny, taking the mickey out of all of us overachievers.
Yeah, your message to the universe, or ordering for the universe, that's my assistant's favorite one.
Yeah, that's classic.
And you've got so many great business ones, but I have to say, I think still so far my favorite video is was it Cocoa Puffs or hot chocolate with the kids?
Oh, the kids and I doing our gangster dancing.
Yes. A rap video.
That was so fun. We were in the kitchen going through everything we had in the cupboard that we could use as props.
Oh my gosh. So awesome. I love how you're able to really, again, you're a mom first, and you're able to have fun with your kids and involve them in your business. And I think anybody who follows you, anybody who is a client or has any knowledge about you, really gets to know your kids. And it's very endearing and it's very authentic. And I really appreciate how you're doing that. Was that intentional or just kind of personality?
It just landed that way. And I think the kids' personalities, they've both got very different personalities. My daughter's definitely a mini-me, but it just landed that way, and it's what they're around and it's what they see. So even creating their own videos on YouTube, that was around them watching other people do it and then following their structure. It wasn't me telling them. I tried. I went, oh, you need to structure it like this. And they interrupted me and went, no, we know. We do it like this and this and this. And I was just going, oh, wow. They had a call to action at the end and everything. And it was just from watching and learning. It wasn't from somebody teaching them. So yeah, they're like sponges. They just learn what they see. And because, one of the things I focus on mainly is sales funnels. And I see my kids draw sales funnels on my whiteboard all the time. My daughter's always drawing them. And the ongoing joke with lots of people I know is if I bring something up, they'll always say, oh, you need to build a funnel for that. There's a funnel for that, I'm sure. So, yeah, it just kind of cottoned on.
That's awesome. So now, when you decided that you hated what you were doing back then and you needed to do something different and you had that light bulb moment, what was that sort of first big step that you took, or was it a series of small steps? How did you transition from your business as it was to your business as it became?
So I'm a sink or swim person. I always have. That's how I learn. And I had a very loyal staff for my web design company. And when I had had enough, I was the only income earner in the house and the kids were at preschool. And I messaged my staff, and I actually woke up from having a horrible nightmare, and then I realized that I was holding on to my web design company because I didn't want to let my staff down, because that meant all their jobs were gone. So I woke up from this nightmare in a sweat, realizing I was doing a job I hated to please the team so I wouldn't let them down. And I woke up and I just went, well, if you don't want it, give them the company. So I messaged them and went, you've got 48 hours to decide. I don't want to do this anymore. I'm going to focus on strategy. You can have my list. You can have the company. You can have the clients. You can have the recurring revenue. And it's all yours if you want it. Let me know in 48 hours. And within 24 hours, it was signed over to them and done and dusted. And I was jobless and there was no income earners in the house. But what that meant was I was 100% free to that day start creating my own online high-ticket program, create my own funnels for it because that was what I was good at. And at the time, because I'd handed over my only source of income, I did everything myself and I just got stuck in and made it all happen. And within 3 weeks, I was selling my high-ticket offer, which was a massive growth spurt, but it was kind of like I dropped myself in it so quick that I had no choice to succeed. And there was a few days there where I went, oh shit, what have I done? But I had no choice but to just get stuck in. I knew what had to be done to make it work, and I made it work. So yeah, there was no transition. There was, that's out, this is in, and that was that. And of course, two birds, one stone. The team that I handed my web design company over to still run it today. So
that's awesome. So when you did that, then it took 3 weeks to make a sale. And then was it just smooth sailing from then, or did you hit any bumps? Did you hit any
there's always bumps. So the first day in sales was a $16,000 day though. Mm-hmm. So I was like, oh, this is great. I'm doing what I enjoy, and it's, you know, and it's great money as well. I get bored very easily. So I change things up. I'll go through phases where I love one-on-one coaching and I don't enjoy the lower ticket because there's more work involved. Then I'll go through phases where I think, you know what, I feel like I'm going to put some energy into doing some lower ticket stuff, and I'll create different offers and come up with new and different ideas to try. And I embrace the fact that I thrive off change and I fear staying stagnant. So there's always new glass ceilings to be broken through. And if I haven't got one to break through, then I don't work very well. I actually work way better under pressure.
Cool.
So keep it exciting.
Yeah. And you've got some exciting things happening now and coming up in the near future. So can you tell us about those?
Sure. So in July, I've got a weekend event coming up that's Leveraged Live. And what we're going to be teaching at the event is a lot about funnels. So it's for people who have already got some form of offer. It doesn't matter if it's high ticket or low ticket, whether it's a product or program, or it's, you know, maybe they're one-on-one coaching and they're, whatever it is, it's all about leveraging your time and automating your business as much as possible and doing that through sales funnels. So at this event, I did a sales funnel once where we spent $588 on Facebook ads, and I made $300K from that funnel. I had to turn it off to be able to manage the leads. So I'm going to be sharing that at the event. And also we're going to be going through 6 different funnel strategies as well. So coming along to that event, and what I'm doing is, because I'd love everyone in the room to already have their offer sussed, I'm even giving away with those ticket prices, I'm even giving away my program that helps you create your offer so that you come along to the event and you're like, yes, I'm ready for those sales funnel strategies and how to automate income into my business. So that's going to be a fun 2 days. Got some other speakers there as well. So it's Leveraged Live in San Diego.
Nice. And what are the dates for that?
16th and 17th of July.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Time to be by the beach.
It's a fun weekend. Exactly. I know it's wedding season, so that made it a bit more fun.
Nice. And you've got some other things online coming up too that if people can't make it to San Diego, that you've got going on, right?
Yeah, so I've actually got a free training that we've just created. It went live just this week, actually, and it's the 20K formula. And what that is a training on how to add $20,000 to your sales per month in your business. Different ways of doing that, and some strategy in there as well. And that's a free training. That's over at the 20kformula.com. So the number 20kformula.com. And that free training's live this week. People can go check that out, learn how to add 20K to their sales every month.
Very nice.
And most importantly, do it without having to work their butts off, chained to their desk, doing crazy long hours, because it's all about that automation and that leverage.
Awesome. So we have gone, we're there. And so before we wrap up, do you have any last minute words of wisdom that you want to leave our listeners with?
Yeah, so one thing I'm aware of for the event is we get stuck in the day-to-day stuff and we can't see the wood for the trees. So what I invite everybody to do is, whether they come to the event and do this or they do it in some other way, is just get away from the desk, get away from the day-to-day stuff, and take some time to look at the big picture again, and making sure you don't get stuck in the detail and you're always having your big picture in mind. So go and do something that inspires you, and make sure you're doing it lifestyle first and then designing a business around it, like you mentioned at the start, not the other way around.
Awesome. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today, Jody.
Cool. Thanks for having me.
Hey, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. And if you did, make sure to subscribe on iTunes so that you don't miss another episode. And if you're just joining us for the first time, welcome. Thanks so much for being here. And if you want to catch up on past episodes, it's super easy to do when you subscribe on iTunes. Also, we're on Stitcher. And of course, you can visit bbrshow.com for all of the episodes, show notes, and more. I would love to hear what you think about today's episode by leaving a review on iTunes, or also you can go to bbrshow.com, and on our show notes page, there is a comment section. Dear listeners, I do this show for you, so the more you let me know what you love, the more I can bring you that. Don't forget that the Business Building Rockstar Show releases every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So 3 times per week, you can listen in to what the journey towards rockstar status entrepreneurship is really like. Until next time, thanks so much for being here. I appreciate you, and I look forward to connecting again real soon.
And there you have it. If you enjoyed this episode of the Business Building Rockstars Show, be sure to subscribe on iTunes so you don't miss a thing. And visit bbrshow.com for all the show notes and links to resources discussed on today's show. Plus, lots more.